Hey, happy Friday to you and yours, and welcome to the Friday Funnies. You know, today is Cinco de Mayo, and tomorrow is the first Saturday in May. So it's time to drink tequila while we pick this year's winners of the Kentucky Derby. You know, the Kentucky Derby is the premier horse race for thoroughbreds and has been called the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. Which was funny enough, that's the same thing I tell my wife when I put on a Bears jersey and come to bed. Get ready for the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. Anyhow, it's a tradition here at the Friday Funnies to pick the winners of the Kentucky Derby. And my method is way different than other handicappers. I select the horses based solely on their name. Now, there are 20 horses in this year's race, and a few names really stood out to me. I liked Irish War Cry. What's an Irish War Cry? Where's my beer? I also liked McCracken, which, had it been ridden by a guy named Phil, would have been my pick. But after thorough consideration, I've selected the following trifecta. Practical Joke, going off at 20-1 odds, is probably not even a horse. You know, it's a practical joke, but I like a good joke, and I think he'll finish third. Gormley is going off at 15-1, and that's just a fun name. Go ahead, say it out loud 3 times fast. Go ahead. Gormley, Gormley, Gormley. You can't help but smile. So my vote goes to Gormley to place. And the winner of this year's Run for the Roses, Irvin at 15-1 odds. Why? Because if you take away the G, it's Irvin, and that sounds like parimutuel karma to me. Now, if you follow my wagering suggestions and win any money, a tip would be appreciated. But now, here's the funnies. A health club in London has introduced a new concept in exercise. It's called Nappercise. Classes are 1 hour long. They consist of 15 minutes of relaxation-oriented exercise followed by a 45-minute nap. And then they even lower the temperature of the nap room to promote calorie burning in your sleep. Apparently, I have been ahead of my time for years now, and according to Nappercise standards, I work out like a man possessed. That said, it's time for another class. El Chapo. You remember El Chapo, the notorious drug kingpin? Well, he's complaining again about his high-security jail in New York. In the past, he has complained that he was hallucinating, that he was sleep-deprived. Now he's complaining about not being able to look his lawyers in the eyes. Here's why. Lawyers are allowed to visit El Chapo in a booth separated by a heavy glass window. Now, since El Chapo is only, about 3'6", he can't see the lawyers through the window without a booster seat. And that's what he's asking for. I say instead of a booster seat, I think they should get him to sit on one of those mechanical horses like you find outside Kmart. It would make it much more fun for everybody, even the lawyers. Now, I am no expert in the topic, but I believe the main attribute to being a successful smuggler is inconspicuousness. Don't draw attention to yourself. That's why I don't understand why a 28-year-old American man was thinking when he tried to smuggle marijuana across the Mexican border in a casket. He was driving a hearse, let alone a white hearse, and across an international border. That is going to raise some eyebrows. When the hearse was pulled over, the casket inside was found to contain 67 pounds of pot and bags of manure to disguise the smell. Here's a tip then for all you junior smugglers out there. If you're going to smuggle, do not use a hearse, use an ice cream truck. Then when you get pulled over, you just give free ice cream to all the border guards and they'll let you right through. Or not, you know, it's worth a try. Anyhow, that wraps it up for another week, my friends. Enjoy Cinco de Mayo and the Kentucky Derby, and I'll see you back here next week.